So the finals season 2 has arrived, and that means a new gadget to your list. Just a heads up before I start talking about the gadgets, I was invited to preview season 2 before the update even dropped. So if something happens in terms of balance, I will update you in the description. So I'm gonna start with light. And the first thing I'm gonna talk about is the abilities for light. First up, the cloaking device, S tier. It comes as no surprise. Cloak has been good since the close beta 1. And it will always be good, since light has low HP and cloak allows you to stay alive for longer and reposition easily. Next up is evasive dash. Hot take, I'm gonna put this in B tier. So why am I putting this in B tier? The reason why is simply grappling hook is just better, in my personal opinion. So with dash, you can dash around and stuff, but with grapple, you can just run away easier and take positions and heights easier. With dash, you can like avoid stuff, but in my opinion, grappling just allows you to reposition and do more stuff compared to dash in a ranked setting. Not talking about quick play, not talking about like style points, I'm talking about strictly like positioning and ranked play. But the cloak is always going to be better than both of these, unless they make it so evasive dash becomes like a tracer blink. If you make it so dash is a blink like tracer, it will be much better and I would put it in S tier. But as of now, it's just mid. Next up is the glitch grenade. That is going straight into S tier. It's always gonna be S tier, whether they change it or not, because it disables gadgets and abilities and everything. It disables dome shields, pretty much everything, so glitch is always gonna be S in like terms of what it does. The next gadget for light is gonna be stun gun. Stun gun is always gonna be S as well, because the ability to disable stuff like heavies running in mesh shield, you can just taser him and he has no mesh. If he runs RPG, you can taser before he RPGs. Also another good ability denier. Mediums with defibs, you can just taser him before he defibs, another ability denier. So stun gun is basically used to deny any form of ability. Next up on the list is sonar grenades. They got moved from medium to light. Same with tracking dart, that also got moved from medium to light. I don't know why you would run these two when stun and glitch exist. The reason why I'm saying this is because there's something new that came in season 2, and that is the gateway, and that's going straight into S tier. Gateway is probably like another one of the best abilities in the game because of how it works. You can toss glitch grenades through it, you can toss statues through it, your teammates' statues. You can toss vault boxes, you can RPG through it, you can do so much with this. It's like a high skill gadget. It has so many uses. My mind was blown when I first was shown this. And yeah, like that's what the reason why I'm putting tracking dart and sonar in D, because gateway exists and glitch and stun exists. So why would you ever play these gadgets? Next up on the list is vanishing bomb. That's going into A tier. Like I said, why would you pick vanishing instead of gateway, glitch and stun? Unless you're playing like sword light, then vanishing bomb is like A tier. I mean S tier if you're playing vanishing bomb with evasive dash and sword, that's good. But if you're playing strictly like the competitive side light, you would always run this. But it's good for sword light. Next up is gas grenade. It's also an A tier. They changed the gas grenade to be stacking, so it ramps up in damage. So first tick deals a little bit of damage, then it goes up and up and up. It basically counters people trying to steal objectives now way more, because you cannot heal through the gas anymore with how the damage ramps up. So it's pretty good now. Next up is breaching charges. That's also a B. It's the same concept. Why would you play breaching charge when gateway exists and glitch exists? In my opinion, it's just not viable for ranked play specifically. You can use it for a lot of things, like breaking walls and stuff, but strictly rank, I don't see the use case for this. Another thing I want to like look at is thermal vision. Like let's say you're in a lobby with a bunch of lights, you can maybe swap out thermal vision for taser in some games where you know a lot of lights are using cloak. So that's another option. That's why I'm putting it in A. Like you hard counter lights with this, hard counter lights. So if you're in like a mirror matchup and you know the enemy light is using cloak, I would run thermal instead of stun, for example. So that's why it's good. Next up is smoke grenades. Also bad. I don't know why you would use smokes over gateway and glitch. It's the same concept. Like I feel like every gadget is kind of like not viable, but these three are just not viable at all. I don't see you running these ever. As of now, nothing is C tier because everything else is just so bad compared to the rest, for light specifically. Now I want to move on to medium, and I'm going to start with the specializations. So healing beam is S tier. It will always be S tier unless they change the healing per second. Like the ability to heal your team when health regen is so slow, it's always going to be strong, so heal beam is just gonna always be good. Next up is where is it? Guardian turret. That is a C tier in my opinion. Unless you run like triple medium with turrets, then it can work, but if you have one medium just running turrets, it's just not good. Next up is Dematerializer. That's going in A. Being able to open walls and close walls are so strong. You can like drop cash outs, you can open walls and make off angles, you can get picks from this. It's very strong. I don't know yet about Healing Beam versus Demat. For ranked specifically, I think Healing Beam is just better because there's a lot more chaos, but if you are playing in a competitive setting, maybe Demat is a lot better compared to Healing Beam in a competitive settings. I don't know yet, but as of now I'm putting this in A because Healing Beam is just better in a ranked setting. Next gadget is Jump Pad, and Jump Pad is going into S tier. Jump Pad is always going to be good. Mobility is just good overall, so S tier ability. Very good, very strong. Next up on the list is the Gas Mine. Gas Mine is A tier because gas is just stronger than just pure damage in terms of like stolen cash outs. It's the same with like gas grenades. They're kind of like the same. So gas mines are good overall. Next up on the list is another mobility gadget, and that is ziplines. I'm putting ziplines in A tier simply because Gateway exists now, and the fact that you can remove one movement gadget from medium and put it on light, basically. Next up on the tier list is gonna be defibs. That's going into S tier. Defibs are always gonna be good. I don't think defibs are going anywhere. They're always gonna be S tier. Being able to revive a teammate instantly is super strong, so there's not really much to say about defibs. Next on the list is gonna be APS, going into A tier. It blocks everything from grenades, C4s, RPGs, everything. So APS is just good overall. You can use it to basically lock down an area and don't be punished for getting nade spam. It's just good. Next up is Data Reshaper, the new gadget. It basically transforms anything into random objects, and you can clear objectives with this, but I personally feel like APS is better than Data Reshaper. I found out that you can reshape grenades thrown at you, but that's only one instance of things you can reshape. You can also reshape RPGs, but it takes like a timing, so APS is more consistent in my opinion. So maybe this is good, I don't know. It seems good on paper, so I'm just gonna put it in A tier for now. Next up on the list is gonna be the Glitch Trap. Glitch Trap is not good. One glitch grenades exist, why would you ever run this? It's not viable, so don't run this. Next up is gonna be Explosive Mines. That's going into B tier. It's not as good as gas mines, but it has its uses. If you double stack explosive mines, it one-shots mediums and lights. So it's good for that, but gas is just better overall. Next up, I want to talk about heavy. Mesh Shield is going into S tier. Mesh Shield is always going to be good unless they do something with it. Being able to soak about 1000 damage is just super good for any team. Mesh Shield S tier for now, unless they change it. Charge. That's going into B tier. Charge isn't that good in my opinion. It has a lot of weaknesses, like you don't have any defensive options, and when playing heavy you're kind of fat, so you have a big hitbox and you just take a lot of damage for free. Goo Gun is going into A tier. Goo Gun is severely underrated. It has so many uses. You can block areas, you can goo people off. It's like you have a lot of options with this gun. I mean this ability. So Goo Gun is actually A tier. Yeah, it's underrated, really underrated. Next up on the list, RPG. RPG is RPG, S tier. 140 damage, direct impact, big damage, explosive, a lot of damage, good. No need to say anything. C4, I'm putting that in A tier. So with this recent update, they made it so you can only have one charge of C4 compared to what you had before. Now you can only have one instead of two charges. So I'm putting C4 in A tier. Before the patch I would put it in S, but for now I'm putting it in A tier because they removed one charge of C4, so it kind of like lowers the amount of destruction you can do with C4. And the damage, of course. Next up on the list is the Dome Shield. S tier. Dome Shield is Dome Shield. HP on the fly. You can rest teammates in it. Block damage. Always gonna be good, Dome Shield, unless they nerf the HP on the shield and things like that. When it comes to defensive options, I'm gonna talk about Barricade. It's going into B tier. Simply because Data Reshaper can transform barricades. So if you have a medium just running towards the barricade, they can just reshape it to a flower pot. And then it's just gone. The value is gone. The way you gotta play Barricade now is you gotta play far away and like use the head glitch. If a medium gets close, they can just reshape it. So that's a thing you gotta worry about now with playing Barricade. Next up, motion sensor. Heavy has motion sensor now, so you're never gonna run this. D tier, very bad. Never use this, please. Thank you. Next up, Pyromine. Also same as C tier. I don't know why would you run Pyromine on heavy when you have Dome Shield, RPG, you have APS, you have Data Reshaper, you have C4. You have so many good options, so I don't know why you would ever run Pyromine. Next up is the new gadget for heavy, the Gravitation Cube. I don't think it's good. I think it's like C maybe, B or C. It's like somewhere around here. It's like, yes, you can lift stuff, but you can lift the cash out, but the issue with this is you can break it easily. You can just shoot like 3 bullets at like the core of the circle and it just breaks. This is probably the weakest like new gadget in the game. I would like literally just put it C. It's not good in my opinion. And I don't see the use case for this ever. Now I want to talk about the things that everyone can use. That is a goo grenade. Seater has a lot more, it has a bit more use case compared to these, so I'm putting it in Seater. You can just goo off stuff, not as good as the rest, but it has some uses. Flashbang is going into B tier. You can just flash people, it's good. Flashbangs will always be good. Blinding people, pushing off blinds, and it's overall just like a mid-tier gadget because there's so many more options for that you can use instead of this. Power grenades, Seater. They deal like no damage. You can only use it to clear goo, kind of like mid compared to flashbangs and gas grenades and the gas mines. And you can clear gas with it, but it's like you only use it for that. That's about it. Next up, the last one is frag grenades. It's still S tier. Frags are always good. A lot of damage, big damage. You can chunk people with this. Always gonna be good to have frags. Like let's say you're playing medium, you have jump pad with defib, and then you have frag grenades, or you have light playing stun with gateway and frags, or you can have a light playing glitch grenade gateway frags. There's a lot of options, but frags are always going to be good. That's about it for the tier list. I will say that this might change, as I said at the start, so don't quote me on this tier list. So yeah, that's about it. See you guys later. Bye bye. Since you made it this far in the video, I would appreciate if you hit the sub button and left a like to help the algorithm. If you want more goated gameplay, go follow my Twitch, it's in the description.